Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about 3 ways of how you can improve your F2L. Before we start, however, I just want to point out this video is more for the advanced cubers because the tips that I'm going to be teaching will probably improve your time by about 2 to, maybe even 5 seconds. However, if you're just above 30 seconds, I don't think these seconds will really even matter to your time. So if you're sub 20, then this video is just for you. We've previously talked about how turning the cube or rotating the cube is very bad for your times. However, just turning the cube normally like this without any purpose is also really impacting to how fast you can solve it. For example, in this case, we want this pair to go back here. And now sometimes people know that you want to turn this way, so you would do this. But in other cases, you're just gonna have to blankly turn the cube and do a U3. And why you would want to do that is because, well, you don't even really know where you want to align the case in the first place. And as you might know, U3s are equal to a U prime. So you could have just done this instead of doing 1, 2, and 3. And this will actually not save you that much time, but it's a good thing to look into during your solves, because if you do it 4 times, then you're going to have to multiply that time you wasted by 4, and that's going to affect your times by quite a lot. The second thing to pay attention during F2L is to think of F2L as more of an intuitive step instead of an outset. I know there's a lot of websites on Safari or Google that tell you certain algorithms to do for certain F2L cases. And now, while this is very helpful when you just started F2L, it's not going to be a good habit to get into by just memorizing different algorithms for different cases during F2L. The reason for this is because F2L has a lot more than the 20 or so algorithms that you see online. There's 4 slots, and there's also the top layer that can be moved, and also the bottom layer. And because of this, there's around 120 algorithms. And if you do want to memorize all of those, that's perfectly fine. However, you can kind of intuitively figure out algorithms as you move along. Here's an example. Take a look at this example. A lot of people know that in order to solve this case, you would do this. However, what if you got this case? If you were memorizing all of the 100 or so algorithms, then you might have a different algorithm for the left side and the right side. However, these cases are really just mirrored. And if you want to know what outmirroring is, here's a video up there. And in this case, what you could have just done is you could have mirrored this algorithm over here and did this. It's essentially the same algorithm, and it'll save you a lot of time instead of just memorizing another algorithm for a left slot. The last thing I want to share in this video is to generally avoid B moves. Now, a lot of people may say, well, if I can't do a cube rotation, I might as well just do a B move to substitute for, RU, R prime, U prime, except from this side. I can do something like this. And I'll tell you right now that this is less efficient than the cube rotation. I'd rather you cube rotate and then do RU, R prime, U prime, instead of doing it with a B move. And now, this is a good habit to develop, even if you're just starting with cubing or F2L in general. And the reason because of this is there's a lot better ways, such as using DY moves or just D moves, to substitute for cube rotations instead of using something awkward like a B move. However, there are some algorithms that do use B moves effectively, and those usually involve a R move or something like this to compensate for the cube rotation, or the regrip that comes with usually B moves. For example, in order to do a B move from home grip, I would have to move my hand up and then rotate the cube like this. However, if there's already a R move or an R prime move before it, my hand is technically already re-gripping with the R move, so I can do something like this. So while I wouldn't recommend doing B moves, if there are any algorithms that do use B moves effectively and efficiently, then they are still fine for you to use. So that's going to be all for today's video. If you have any questions, or maybe any more F2L tips that you would like me to share with everyone in the future, make sure to leave them down below in the comment section. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye!